Hello, I'm Kevin Zettel, a technical marketing engineer here at Infoblox, and today I'm here to talk to you about how you can use the Blox One platform to replace and disconnect on-prem hosts. Starting with replacing the on-prem hosts, the Blox One platform will communicate with the first on-prem host and grab all of its configuration information, and remove the information from the on-prem host, leaving it an empty shell. Next, the on-prem host will communicate with the new on-prem host that you have ready, and configure the new on-prem host with the same information that was on the first on-prem host. Now let's see that in action. Here, I have OPH1 and OPH2, OPH for on-prem host. On on-prem host number 1, we can see that I have DHCP, DNS, and DNS forwarding proxy set up and running. On on-prem host number 2, we can see I currently have it set up as an empty shell with only the base platform management and application management running. And here on this screen, I'm logged into the two on-prem hosts. The top one is the on-prem host number 1 with all the containers up and running. And on the bottom, I have on-prem host number 2 with just the base containers. Do note that they might look the same, but the top on-prem host has 5 additional containers that we will be seeing moved to the on-prem host number 2. Now here we'll be focusing on on-prem host number 2. Now here in the interface, I simply select the on-prem host I want to transfer from, and select the Replace feature. Here, I simply need to select the on-prem host I want to move all the configuration over to, in this case OPH2, OPH for on-prem host. Now that we've confirmed our action, we can see that OPH1 immediately went from online to pending, and this is because the Blox One Cloud is starting to pull the configuration from on-prem host 1. On OPH2, we can see that 3 new services are wanting to start. When moving back to the command line for the on-prem host number 2, we can see that all but the Blox Noah and Bootstrap service containers have been removed. When waiting a few more seconds, you should be able to see all the base containers are back up and running. And heading back to the interface and refreshing the on-prem host, you'll see that the application management is back online. Now waiting a few more minutes, you'll be able to see that all the services are back up and running, and healthy are starting. And before you know it, all the services will be back up and running with the same configuration that you had for the on-prem host number 1. Now it might take a while before OPH1 is back up and running, but you'll see it go green in the next section I'll be talking about. In this case, disconnect allows users to remove all configuration parameters that they set on their appliance, and in essence, making sure no one else can retrieve the information about the container was previously configured in case it was stolen or because of some policy needing to wipe it clean. In essence, leaving you with an empty on-prem host. Now let's see that in action as I'm using OPH3, OPH for on-prem host. Now don't get disconnect and remove mixed up, as remove simply removes the appliance without deleting all the configurations on the on-prem host. So if you're trying to completely remove an on-prem host, it is best to disconnect it so all the configurations are removed, and then remove it from the Blox One Cloud portal. Now also notice that the on-prem host here has all the services up and running. And when we go to the command line for the on-prem host number 3, we can see all the containers are up and running. Now here, I simply click disconnect and we can see that the appliance immediately goes from online to pending. And when we head over to the command line, we can see that the containers for the DNS, DHCP, and DFP have been removed. Finally, when we look back at the user interface, we can see that the application management is up and running and that the status changed from pending to review details. And from here, if desired, you can remove the appliance and no configuration information will be saved on the on-prem host. Well, thank you for your time. I'll assume that you found this useful, and if you have any other questions or concerns, you can find me or any of our other experts at Infoblox on the Infoblox community website. Thank you for your time, and have a great rest of your day.